Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, welcome back to the project management class. In today's class, we will start from the chapter number 2, which is about the project management life cycle. So we will use the book which has been written by Samuel, and that's project management, a managerial approach. My name is Zainullah Safi, and my mobile number, WhatsApp number and email address is available. If you have any question regarding the today topic, so I am here to answer your question. Please take note of all of your question, and then share with me through my WhatsApp or through directly visit to the institute. I will answer to your question, and you will understand about the problems that you faced during the listening the video lecture. Okay, dear students, if you see the project life cycle, so this is like an image that I have taken from the Google. So one page of the project life cycle is missed in this image, but it's a much more clear picture. That's why I have taken from the Google. Dear students, if you see over here, the project life cycle will start from the initiation page. The first page is the initiation, or the, like for example, taking first steps of the project management. After the initiation, the project manager will move towards one another stage, if you see over here, which are called the planning stage. So in this stage, the project manager will plan all the activities related to the project. The project manager will make different plans. These may be the recruitment plans, these may be the staffing plans, these may be the resources plan, marketing plan, financial plan and other. So the project manager here will answer to some of the important questions, which are what, why, when, where, how. So at this phase, the project management will make the document of the project. Mean they will schedule, and they will, like for example, put all the project activities and the WH question. They will answer to WH question in this phase. And the next phase is about the execution stage, or we may say the implementation stage, which are the third important stage of project management. So here the project manager will implement all the planned activities. They will put the planned process into action. They will execute the words which are available in the documents who are on the floor or who are on the ground. After the implementation or execution, we will get entered to one another stage, which are called the controlling stage, and that's the most important stage. In controlling stage, the project manager will control the planned activities with the actual work, and what we have in the documents, what we have in the, like for example, in the pages. They will check that with the practical one, or with the, like for example, with the actual work. So that's the controlling process. And controlling process we can do through monitoring the project activities or final evaluation of the project activities. After the controlling stage, we will have one another stage, which are called closing the project, or the close out phase. That's also the most important. Most of the manager will neglect this phase, but this is the most important phase, and we should share the project lesson learned, the project outcomes with the donors, with the government agencies, and even with the customers. So dear students, if you see the phases of the project management, which are the initiation, planning, execution or implementation, controlling and close out phase, this all is surrounding the project. If you remember the definition of project, the author explained that project is an endeavor which results in output. These are like, for example, activities which are having a specific duration. Their duration is known, the cost for these activities or for this output is known, their scope is known, and the quality is also known. So project is an activity which have a specific start date and specific end date. It have specific duration or time, it have specific budget or cost, it have specific scope, and the manager, at the end we will reach to the quality. So dear students, these are some of the characteristic of project which is available in this triangular. So the project phases will move around all this project. If you see, so initiation is for the project, planning is for all these time, cost, quality and scope, implementing all the plan activities in term of cost, in term of time, in term of quality, and in term of scope, and then monitoring these activity, controlling these activity, or evaluating the activities that have the project reached to the expected quality that we have planned in the documents. So is it reached to that one? And final, if you see, we will close the project within the time. We will reach to we will conduct all these activities within the cost, and we will, like for example, close the project with quality. So dear students, this is what the most important step of the in the project management. So I hope that you have understand about the project life cycle phases. Dear students, in other words, we may say that we have 5 tasks in the project management life cycle. If you see over here, we have the initiate. In this image you may find the initiations process, or the initiation stage. We can also call the definition stage of the project management. So in the initiation stage, we will write, like for example, proposal of the project. We will conduct a survey, like for example, we will do a need assessment in etc. Second phase in the project management is the planning process, or the planning stage. Here in this stage, again we will, like for example, prepare different plans for the projects. This plan may be in term of quality, this plan may be in term of cost, this may be in term of time, this may be in term of human resources, technological resources, operations, and etc. And then after the planning phase, we have another phase which are called the implementation phase, or we may say the execution process. Execution means putting the planned activity into actions. Mean what we have planned in the second step of the project management, now we will put that into action. We will put the plan activity on actual ground. So this is what the execution stage. We will explain all of these steps in much more detail in the upcoming slides. And then we have, like for example, the controlling phase. If you see, dear student, the controlling process is internally connected with the planning process and also with the execution process. So in controlling, we will check the plan activity with the actual work. what we have planned, what we have written in the documents, and what actually we have achieved. So for that purpose we will use the controlling process. And the final stage of the project management is the closing process. It is the close out stage. So here in this stage we will close all the project activities, the actual deliverables or the actual output we will submit to the customers, to the relevant stakeholders, and to the like for example government authorities. And what we have learned from the project, we will use all these process in the upcoming project proposals and the project activities. So dear students, let's to explain all these five process or the five phases of the project management in much more detail. So we will start from the defining stage or the initiation stage. What does initiation stage mean and how we can explain it? So dear students, if you see, if you remember the earlier slides, so we have explained that it is the first phase of the project management. Initiation stage is the first phase. So remember that this is one of the important word, that it is the first phase of the project management cycle. And here we will set of the activities which have to be carried out before the planning phase. So we will conduct some of set of activities which are important before we can go for the planning stage in the initiation stage. In this phase, the purpose and scope, justification for initiating, the recruitment of the skills project team, setting up a project office is conducted. So here we will, like for example, we will take some steps like what is the purpose of this project, where we are going for this, what is the scope of this project, and like for example we will conduct the recruitment steps over here, and also we will set the to where we can like for example do all these activities. So see dear students, in the initiation phase we will, like for example, it is the first phase of the project management, and in this phase we will set all the activities which should be carried before the planning phase. Still we are in the explanation of the in the explanation process of the initiation phase. Dear students, in the initiation phase or in the definition phase of the project life cycle, we will do the following, we will conduct the following steps. Like for example, we will make the or we will develop the project case. This is one of the important thing that we should do. Also, like for example, we will, like for example, write down the primary proposals for the project. This is the next step. Yani mean the one of the step of the initiation stage. Also here we will make or we will develop that what is the purpose of this project and what is the scope of the project. And also we will, like for example, define that what will be the benefit from this project. So here you can also, like for example, do a need assessment in this stage. We can write the project proposal over here, the primary proposal. In that proposal we will define the objective of the project, we will define the scope of the project, we will define the purpose of the project, the output from the project. So all of these will answer to the project case. So these are the steps that we will conduct in the initiation phase. And dear students, like for example, to understand in a much more detail, so see this slide. Like for example, in the initiation stage we will appoint key employees, key project employees like project manager, like project consultants, who will help and support in the completion of the project. Second, like for example, we will define the role of these employees in the project. So see, this is the initiation stage. Here we will take all these steps. We will, like for example, define the key responsibility of these employees in the project or within the project. We will also, like for example, explain that to whom they will report of these activities, and also we will like for example define that what will be their skills and experience, and what skills they should have and what experience they should have, that we will hire them for this project, and what will be the qualification of these employees. So like for example, qualification here mean and their degree, their like education level, and where we should, like for example, set our project office. So we should, like for example, identify right location for the office, and what equipments we need to purchase for completion of this project, or what tools we need that we should purchase. So dear students, what we have like for example saw in this slide, these all are the steps that we will conduct in the initiation or in the definition phase of the project management. So dear students, I hope that you have understand about the project management initiation stage in much more detail. We have the second step in project management, which are called the planning stage. Planning is one of the most important stage of project management, and it is the second stage of the project management. So after the initiation and definition phase, the project managers will conduct or they will go for the second stage of project management, which are the planning stage. So the planning stage is the second stage, or we may say it is the next stage after the initiation. In this stage we will make, like for example, the documents, the planning documents, and these documents are the helpful documents. It will guide the project team throughout the project delivery. So in this stage we will make all the what we will do in this project. We will put all these things into documents. We will write down all these things upon the documents, and this document is helpful. It will support the project team, the project employees to achieve the project goals or the project delivery. So a complete plan will clearly state what is to be done. So here a plan will answer to some of the question, and what we should do. One, why it's to be done, and I mean here we will answer to some of the important question, WH question. So see, what question, why we are doing this activity, who will do this activity. See, so when we will do this activities, when we will conduct this activity, what resources is needed for this activity. So see, these are some of the important questions, and what criteria must be met in order for the project to be declared complete and successful. So here we will define the criteria, what we will achieve, what we should do to complete to successfully complete the project. So when we answer to these questions, actually we may say that we have conducted the planning stage, or we have go through the planning stage. Project plan is indispensable, mean it's necessary. The project plan is necessary. It's not only necessary to serve as a roadmap, but it will help you to execute the work. It's not only a roadmap, it's not only a guideline, but it's also the helpful documents through which we can put the standards into action, and it's also a tool for decision making. Along with the roadmap, along with the execution of work. It will help the project managers, the project team, to decide about the project. So it is a very good tool for decision making. So in this slide we explain that project planning is a very helpful document. It will support the project team to achieve the project deliverables. To prepare the project plan, we should answer to some of the WH question, that is what, why, who, when, what resources, where we should conduct these resources, at what criteria we should do all these activities. And also this document is not only a roadmap through which we can execute the work, but it is also a helpful tool through which we can take a decision about the project. So dear students, in the planning stage we will take the following, we will develop the following plans. Like for example, we will make the project plan, we will make the resources plan, we will make the financial plan, we will make the quality plan, risk plan, communication plan, and procurement plan. All of these are the some of the important plans that we will develop during the planning stage. So like for example, project plan involves with all the project activities. So here we will make the resources planning plan, that what resources we need for this project. Resources may be human, it may be materials, it may be technological resources, it may be financial resources. So for all of these resources we will make plans. We will make the quality plan, that at what quality we will achieve or we will complete this project. We will also develop a risk management plan. So risk is do not permit the project managers to achieve the project with quality. So before going towards the project activities, we should develop the risk plan. If we face this situation, so what will be our solution towards that activities? So it is also an important plan that a project manager should develop it. And also we should develop the communication plan, how we can communicate. Like for example, here we will develop the reporting plans, quarterly report, weekly report, monthly report, how we will communicate with the donor, how we will communicate with the stakeholders, with the government agencies. So we should develop this plan too in the project management phases. And also we will develop the procurement plan, and procurement plan mean what resources we need and how we can purchase for the project, their quality, their numbers, their, like for example, the cost. So all these should be developed in the planning stage or in the planning process. Dear students, the planning of a project is having the following benefit. First, it will reduce uncertainty. This means when we are, like for example, working with the project activities, when we have some standards, when we have written words, when we have written milestones, so the roadmap is clear, our way is clear, and we can achieve our goals, our objectives, or our outputs easily. So that's why we may say that it will reduce uncertainty. Everyone will understand about the project activities and they will try to achieve it. So see, dear students, even though we would never expect the project work to occur exactly as planned. This is important, that no one can achieve the project goal on time, but the planning allow us, it will help us to achieve the outcomes on time and to put the necessary corrective measure in place. So this is what the benefit of the project planning, through which we can reduce the uncertainty during the project. Okay, dear students, so one of the another benefit of the planning is it will increase understanding. As we earlier explains that it is a roadmap for the employees of the organization. So here the employees will easily understand about the goals and objective of the project. So it is the benefit of project management that employees can easily achieve the goals and objective of the project. Even if you were to discard the plan, you would still benefit from having done the exercise. Like for example, the author Samuel explains that even though that if you remove the planning process, still you will be busy to do this exercise during the project implementation or during the project delivery stages. Dear students, the third benefit of the planning is through planning the efficiency is improving. So once we have defined the project plan and the necessary resources to carry out the plan, we can schedule the work to take advantage of resources availability. Dear students, efficiency is like for example using resources and getting more output, less resources and getting more output. So through plan we can achieve the efficiency, through plan we can achieve the effectiveness. So through a plan we will use, or we will, like for example, schedule all the activities, all the resources, all the budgets perfectly, and from that we can achieve the advantages of the project successfulness. So that's why we may say that project management planning phase will help to improve the efficiency within the project. Okay, dear students, the next phase of the project management is the execution phase, or is the execution process. So dear student, what is executing or execution process? This is the third phase of the project management life cycle. In this phase we will physical deliverables are built and presented to the customers, and here we will develop the product. Here we will practically involve in the creation process of the project, and this is the most longest phase of the project life cycle. This phase needs a lot of energy, it needs a lot of skills, and it needs a lot of resources. So dear students, in this stage we will put all the planned activities into action. Execution is the project plan is equivalent to authorizing your staff to perform the task that define their respective job. And the execution phase we will authorize our staff, our employees who are involved with the activities, with the task of the project. We will authorize them to achieve their defined task and to achieve their goals. Here we will give authority to the employees of the organization. So authorities mean that every individual who will work within the project, they will understand that what is expected from them and how they can accomplish or achieve these goals, and when they have to complete these activities. So execution process is the longest process of the project management. Here we will put the standards into action, or here we will put the activities which are available in the documents who are on the real ground. Execution, the project plan involves a number of steps. While conducting the execution process, so we should go through some steps. The first step is here in the execution process we should identify the resources for the planned activities, and what we have planned. So we should, like for example, we will conduct the planning process, we will create the recruitment or the human resource plan. So here we should hire all these resources, all these person, the power, the materials, the money, and the like for example the resources. So here we should identify all these things, and all these resources all those resources will be identified which are helpful to achieve the planned activities. And along with this the second step in the execution process is we should assign tasks, we should assign activities, we should assign like for example the works to all the employees of the project, and also we should define the start and the end date for each and every activities. We have already defined this in the planning stage, but we should accomplish all these activities within their duration. And also we should launch the plan, and we should put the plan into action. Dear students, after the execution phase, we will get entered to one another stage, which are called the controlling phase or the controlling stage. So we can do controlling in one of the two ways. Controlling is the fourth phase of the project life cycle. So we will control here the planning activities with the executed one. And I mean what we have in the documents, we will check that, we will examine that with the actual one what we have practically achieved. So planning and controlling are interdependent. These are the interdependent activities, internally dependent upon one another. As part of the planning process, an initial schedule is created. The schedule lists the following things. So like for example, for in the controlling stage, we should answer to the following question, like what we want to accomplish in this project, what this project want to achieve. Second, when each task we should achieve, and when we should reach to these tasks or these activities, who is responsible for these tasks, and what are the expected results for the completion of this at the completion of this project. So see, we will have all these answer to all these questions in the planning, and we should check all the plan activities with the schedule one, with the executed one, that have we achieved these goals or not. Controlling step is continued, and no matter how attentive the team is when creating the plan, the project work may not go according to the plan. That's what one of the reality, especially in Afghanistan. It is difficult because we have political risk, we have social risk, we have, like for example, we are working with the community, we are working with the stakeholders, so everyone is having their own interest. It is difficult to achieve the planned activities, but still we should try our best to complete the project with the specific budget and within the specific time and with the specific quality. So to achieve and to accomplish the project within the plan, according the plan, we need an effective monitoring system. An effective monitoring system will help us to check the progress regularly against the approved plan. What we have developed the plan for the project, we will check the progress with the plan. We will submit our update, we will submit our comments to the executors, to the managers, and they will try to achieve the project within the specified time or within the specified budget. So effective monitoring system is important for the accomplishment of the project goals. Okay, dear students, let's to explain about the monitoring and evaluation in a bit detail, which is one of the process of the controlling. So dear students, we can control the project activities through evaluation and through monitoring. Monitoring is the most important tool for the effectiveness of the project we mentioned earlier. So dear students, monitoring is a systematic activities, and it is routine collection. We may say in simple, it is the routine collection of information. So here we will on weekly basis, on monthly basis, or maybe on daily basis, we will collect information about all the project activities. So we can easily say that it is systematic, it is routine collection of information. Second, it is ongoing process. In other words, it is ongoing process which is done to see if things activities are going on track. So through monitoring we can check that is the project activities is on track. So we will do this regularly for the program and for the project activities. Monitoring is to be done starting from the initial stage of the project. So we can start monitoring process from the initial stage of the project, and we can carry this activities until and unless the closing stage of the project. Monitoring is done usually by internal members. Mostly each project will have their internal staff by the name of any monitoring and evaluation staff, and they will conduct the monitoring activities. So simply, dear students, we can explain that monitoring is a systematic activities. It is routine, a collection of information about the project. It is ongoing process, and through this monitoring we can understand that is the project activities on track. And also we will start the monitoring activities from the initial stage of the project until the closing stage of the project, and we can conduct the monitoring through the internal member of the project. We also have the other part of the evaluation of the controlling is evaluation. Dear students, evaluation is a periodic assessment. It may be like, for example, on the quarter base, it may be like, for example, in the mid of the project, it may be at the end of the completion of the project, or we can conduct the monitoring at the final stage of the project. So we may say that we will conduct the monitoring activities on periodic basis, and the objective of this is to measure the success against the objectives. Yani objective of monitoring is to understand that how much the project was successful to achieve the program objectives, and it is an in-depth assessment of the program or the projects. So we may say that we are discussing about the evaluation, sorry, not about the monitoring. So evaluation is done mainly by external members of the organization. However, we may say that it may be also done by internal and the external team too. Yani mean combinedly, external and internal both can do these activities, the evaluation activities. So dear students, in short we may say that evaluation is periodic assessment of the project activities. We can conduct this at the mid of the project or at the completion of the project. And here we will check the performance of the project. We will measure the performance of the project against the objective of the project. We can conduct the evaluation activities through external members, but even though the internal members can also conduct this, or both of them can conduct the evaluation activities. So these two, yani monitoring and evaluation are the two part of the controlling process, and this is through this we can control all the project activities. So monitoring is systematic and it's a routine activities, a collection of information, but evaluation is periodic assessment. Monitoring is ongoing, and here we will see that is the project activities on track, but the evaluation is periodic, and here we will check the project performance and success against the objective of the project. So we can conduct the monitoring stage process from the initial stage until the closing stage of the project. But here the evaluation activities will conducted in the mid of the project and even at the completion of the project, or we may say that it is conducted at a specific certain point of the project. Monitoring process is usually done by internal members, but the evaluation process is conducted through external members or both internal and external members. So dear students, this is one of the fourth stage of the project management, and what it is one of the important stage. So we can conduct the controlling through monitoring and evaluation process. Okay, dear students, the final or the last stage of the project management is the planning is the closing phase of the project management cycle. So dear students, we may say that we should formally close all the project activities. We should submit reports of all the achievements of the project in terms of defined performance measure to the sponsors of the project. So here we should submit the closing reports to the sponsor of the project, and closing a project is formal means of signaling the completion of the project. Yani here if we close the project formally, so this means that we have completed the project perfectly, and the work and the deliveries of the results we will provide to the customers. So closing is a stage where we will submit reports to the sponsor of the project, or donors, or the customers, and also we will provide the product, services, or what we have delivered to the target beneficiaries or customers of the project. Closing will always evaluate what occurred during the project, and as also provide historical information for using in the upcoming project planning and execution. After a certain period of the closure, the post implementation review is to be conducted. After the closing stage, we can conduct a post implementation review, which will determine the level of success of the project. So this will also help the project team to record new lesson and that they have learned during the course of the project. So closing stage will also help the project managers to use and to understand about the lesson that they have learned in the upcoming projects, or when they are making the proposal for upcoming projects. To conduct the closing phase, we should ask we should answer to some of the important questions during the closing time or the closing stage. The first question, that did the project deliver exactly what the client said it would do? And I mean, is this project reached to the quality did the customer expect from the project? And also we should answer to the other question, that is, did the project do what the project manager said it would do? And I mean, what the project manager insists to achieve the quality, to do the activities within the specific budget and time. So is the project achieved that? So we should answer to these questions in the closing stage. Also, was the project completed according to the plan? What the plan activities, is project achieved that or accomplished that? So we should answer to this question too in the closing stage. In the closing stage, we can collect the useful information. Is the useful information collected that we may use in the upcoming projects? So this is also an important question in the closing stage, and we should answer to this question. And how effective was the project management methodology that we used during the project, and how efficiently the team followed this methodology in their work? So we should answer to these questions too. So finally, evaluation of the project studies the above questions and determine efficiency and effectiveness of the projects. So in the final evaluation in the closing stage, the above questions are asked, yani they will determine this question, and they will understand about the efficiency and effectiveness of the project, that how much was the project efficient and effective. So closing stage is the most important stage. Mostly, yeah, unfortunately, most of the managers will neglect this part, and they are always in a hurry to go for the other projects or next projects. Because next project is always behind the schedule, and work has not yet begun, so most of the project manager will neglect this portion and they will go towards the next step. But this is the most important part of the project management. We should formally close the project activities, and we should provide the deliverables or the delivery of the projects to the beneficiaries or to the customers. Dear students, if you have any questions, so please take note of your question, come to institute and ask me, or you can directly contact through my WhatsApp number. I will answer to your question. I wish you all a very happy and prosperous life. Thank you. Have a good day. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.